God damn, that was terrible. Alright, I'm Craig and this is Diary of an Angry Scottish Golfer. This is a YouTube video series that I do where I track my progress, trying to get better at golf, trying to get down to a scratch handicap. If you are new to this YouTube channel and you enjoy golf YouTube related content, things like this, then please consider subscribing because it's completely free to do. It will never cost you a penny, but if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, the channel can be monetized, and what that means is little adverts will be on before the video, and the money raised through those adverts I will donate in its entirety to a rescue dog charity. So basically consider watching these videos and subscribing your little bit of charitable work. You're such a good person. Look at you. Look at you being a good person. Anyway, on to today's video. So I've noticed that playing the last couple of weeks, my short game round about the greens could do with being a bit tidier. I played a doubles thing with one of my mates, and it wasn't so much my technique. We were discussing the shots we should like to play basically because it was just a doubles fun competition. I could take his advice, he's a good golfer, got a good short game, and it wasn't so much my technique as opposed to my shot choice. So what I'm out to do tonight to practice a bit, so I'm going to make like a little game for myself. So I've got 3 golf balls that I'll play from off the green, near the green. Basically it's just to get me hitting some different shots to try and see how they react, test my short game, make it a little bit fun, and yeah, I'll just have a wee blather to you guys. I'll make it a points-based system. Anything inside of 3 feet, that's going to be 3 points. Anything inside of 5 feet, that's going to be 2 points. Anything inside of 10 feet, that's 1 point. Outside of that, say, I don't know, minus a point? No, I don't want to make it minus. Minus is so negative. We're trying to be happy people. So I'm not going to play that many holes tonight, just mainly because of the light, to be honest, but this is more like a little practicey fun video. And I thought the thumbnail would be quite witty. Lol, having fun with 3-ways. So the ball I hit off the tee was the low one. So the low shot here, I'm thinking, this is where I'm totally outside my comfort zone because I wouldn't usually play this shot. I'm thinking, fucking hell man, I've got an 8-iron, like a little 8-iron bump and run thing. Yeah, like I say, my chipping's not been great, but I think a lot of it's down to shot choice. So I think this shot, I need to really land it in the fringe. So it's really just a little dunt. The thing with these is, even if you hit them shite, you get away with a bit more. So technique-wise, I'm just going to try and basically plant myself on my front foot. My negative is that I'll sometimes try and help it up because I worry about getting it up. Just trust it, weight on the front foot, don't try and help it up. Little dunt. See what I mean? I didn't hit that good by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, that's inside 3 feet. That's like a gimme birdie. The medium shot, that's a 56 degree. Same idea in terms of technique. I did actually try and help that up a little bit. So square off the blade, weight on the front foot, try and land it just on the fringe. I duffed that. See, I try and help them up. Total duff, that was terrible. The pièce de résistance, the high one / the Hollywood one. So this is going to have a bit more bounce. That was so bad. That last one just totally fucking gave me the fear. Oop. Right, okay. Keep your weight on your front foot. You know how to do this. Open up the blade. Well picked up. Oh, you've not. Lol. Hollywoody. Ironically, the medium shot is the shot I would select there if I was playing in a competition. Like I would have played the sand wedge there, and that's the one that I knocked furthest away. That only got 1 point. Oh, what a night this is. It's so nice. So nice out here. I'm gonna miss this. Gonna miss this when inevitably, like next week, and it's just shite weather. God damn, that was terrible. I'll play at the weekend, and then if I notice something that I wasn't quite happy with, or somewhere that particularly let me down shots wise, I'll go out and I'll do a bit of practice on it. I think it goes back to what I was talking about last week, my negative mindset. Because chipping, like a relatively easy part of the game, technique-wise, like you don't need to be super athletic to hit a wee chip. It's not the same as being able to drive the ball 300 yards or whatever. The difficulty is relatively low on a shot. I guess that's probably where I tend to be a bit more nervy. That's a good point about getting the camera on. It puts a wee bit of pressure on. I know myself, I've become a bit of a one-woman man when it comes to chipping. Typically I'll just hit a 56. I'm very monogamous with my chipping. So I need to be having, this is what this video is all about, having three-ways. It's all about having three-ways, baby. A Nicki Minaj a trois. Where the hell did I duff that 4-iron to? So I lasered it from where my bag is, a little bit further up. I had 146 from there, so maybe 20 yards away, but it doesn't overly matter because the whole point of this is that I'm basically trying to miss greens anyway. So if I miss green here, it's perfect. If it goes on, I'm just going to kick it off anyway. So right, 160 yards, call it. Try and drill a high draw into that flag. This is going to need a lot of speed to get through this lie. It's lying pretty shit. Come on, man. Let's see what you've got. Don't hit a tree. Of course it hits a tree. So I'm guessing that the Hollywood shot's going to have to be a flop. The ground's pretty firm, so I mean, this is never the shot in a million years, but I'm hoping if I land it about here with some height, that it'll stop. Christ, this is a nervy shot. I picked it up so well. That's a pretty bad shot, but drop it. Basically the medium ones are going to be the ones that I would pretty much play in the competition. So I'm thinking if I land this about here. A great bit of advice that I got once was find out what your 50-50 shot is. So that's like your pitch or your chip that runs the same distance that it flies. So it makes gauging stuff easier. So I think if I try and land this there, what's good is because these are on camera, I'm actually a little bit nervy. That's terrible. Huh, that's why you're out here practicing. Christ, that was bad. And then the finale, the low shot, a little 9-iron Dunton run. Hit one good one, set. None of those have been very good, really. Medium, which is the shot, both times the shots that I would have played, they're the furthest away each time. Totally highlighted that it's just shot choice. Technique's not terrible. I mean, I'm making contact and stuff. great judge of a technique being good. I mean, I'm hitting the ball, so I mean, it can't be that bad. Oh, that is so good. Really good shot, sir. Medium tariff shot. This is the shot that I would play. Okay, so I would probably play a 56 degree from here. The ground's pretty firm, so I reckon if I land Mr. 56 degree about here, maybe back-footed slightly, it'll run up and it'll run out. This is the part of the game that I'm talking about. This is the part of the game that, especially over winter, I'm going to really dedicate a lot of time to. Last year I dedicated a lot of time to my pitching, like my distance control, and that got a bit better. But I've neglected this. It's a bit higher than I wanted. And it landed a lot further than I wanted. Ah, see, that's just no good. That from here, that's just criminal. Like, that's really bad. This is the low. So if I'm landing something that's going to be low and running, it needs to carry that just. So I think probably a 9-iron. Not quite an 8-iron bump and run because there's just too much at the front and I just need to land this on the front. What I do feel immediately is that this probably has more room for error. Right, okay, so I want to land it just at the front of the green, just over the hop. See that, hit that way too, oh my God, that's off the green. That's why you're doing this. Oh my God, that's so bad. Hollywood one. I'm so annoyed, like, can you tell? I'm fucking livid. I've just had a look on the camera. They look better there than what they are. I reckon if I land the lobber where I landed my first pitch, I'm actually probably perfect. Yeah, that's probably about right. The Hollywood, like, risky shot, I've knocked to a foot, like dead. The medium shot, so the shot that I would play, 5, 10, I've knocked it to 10 feet. So he gets a point, but only just. I mean, that was terrible. Considering how easy that shot was, it's just terrible. And the low shot, so the safe shot, I made such an arse of. I mean, it's maybe, this is the thing, is that it's maybe just not the shot from there. Because I grew up playing golf on a range, learning golf on a range, just trying to have the perfect swing. Little things like this, even though I'm off one or whatever, I still sometimes struggle with this sort of stuff, which is so basic. I blocked the out it. If I had kids, would I be gutted if they didn't want to play golf? Because of how obsessive my mindset is, I wouldn't wish this upon anyone. Like, it's the same with, I don't know, it's the same with like lifting weights. I think once you get into lifting weights, you're just never happy with your body again. Once you get into golf, it's just an endless pursuit of misery, interrupted by brief speed bump-like moments of joy. I've always seen chipping as as your defense, but it's really not. It's such an offensive weapon. Like, if you look at the shots I've played so far, the first knocked it to where it was, got perfect chip in, you're getting up and down for birdie. The third, up and down, those are guaranteed off the tee shots. Like, so you're at worst level par if you double the second, but I'm not really gonna do that most of the time. Worst you're gonna bogey is you're sitting 1 under par. It just makes everything so much easier because your margin for error just grows. Like, I don't need to get this on the green to get a par, I just need to get it in the vicinity. I don't know, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think it makes sense. So I've just banged that. Again, with the sexual references. So the video was about having 3 ways. I talked about not being able to get it up, talked about all this other crazy shit, and then there I just said I banged it. So this is like the medium tariff shot. I wouldn't land it on that bottom tier. I would try and land a 52 degree round about this area. With how firm the ground is, it's got enough, it'll have enough gas to get there because it's going to be going on a downslope anyway, and it should be about right. Doing this on camera has made me realise how not confident I am. Wee bit short of where I wanted to. That's so bad. Wow, that's so bad. Holy fuck. Well, that's definitely not getting any points. High tariff one for me, so you can imagine really, it's a lob wedge that's landing over there. It doesn't need to necessarily be like the joke of a flop shot, but it's certainly a higher shot. I've nipped that so badly, like I knifed that off the green. Now, as with all short game shots that I tend to do, whenever I set up the camera, I'll knock it out of view, so that's good. Low shot. So granted, I've got Great Britain en route. Go for a 7-iron, maybe, like a 7-iron bump and run. Landed where I wanted it to, roughly. It's off the green as well. I mean, that's terrible. Those are 3 terrible shots. It's beginning to become a really annoying theme that whenever I put the camera there, I knock it outside of the lens, which really is beginning to piss me off. So it's getting a little bit dark now, so I'm going to end the video here. But this has been pretty eye-opening for me in terms of, and I realise it's probably, I don't know how engaging a video this will be, but it's been quite eye-opening for me in that on each of the shots, the shot I would have played has ended up pretty much the worst on every occasion, with the exception of the third. But that's pretty bad. So for me, I'm a bit embarrassed about putting this out because I didn't actually think my chipping was as bad as it is. But that's what it is, isn't it? Like, it's just what happens. So for me, this will spark a massive passion project to get really good at chipping. Like I say, I did it last year with my pitching, and my pitching improved quite a lot, like distance control from kind of 70 to like 30 yards. But these ones here, like this sort of shot, that should just be total piece of cake, and it will be. I'm confident in that. As always, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.